Let's go.
Oh man, did I look like Mikola there or what? Hey, we got the Pucking Panthers podcast reaction show to Game 5. Panthers Leafs, an absolute bloodbath, Chris. Oh my God, 6-1. You and I and Dan, we were in a bar together for Game 3. We were down 2-0, Game 3. We storm back and just sort of remember what kind of team we are. The Leafs get embarrassed, booed out of their own arena.
Crazy.
I mean, is there any way back for the Leafs here? And also, just like, how did you enjoy the game, man? How was it? I was watching it.
It's the playoffs. There's always a way back for every team. I don't know what the Leafs path is because like I thought that we would win in 7 because that's the Leafs way to lose is to like take a 2-0 series lead and like feel like you really got something and then just lose it all at home in Game 7 against Brad Marchand. Like that's the least thing to do. But I just don't see right now a way where they win in Florida in Game 6 the way that the last 3 games have gone. I enjoyed the hell out of this game. Thank you for asking.
I mean, it was like a fucking like beatdown. 6-1. Nobody could have seen this coming except for Alex, who actually at 6:30 p.m. called that it would be a 6-1 victory. Why did you think, based off of the last 2 games, why did you think this would have been the beatdown that it actually was?
We're just a better team. Did anyone not see this coming? Did anyone in the NHL and the fandom not see us coming back and storming back to beat the Leafs? I know it's not over. I know we still need one more game, and they're going to be chanting Leafs in 7. I know they're going to be doing that, but who did not see this coming? Not me. Not me.
I mean, wasn't the parading around?
Yes, me.
Not me. Yes, me. I saw it.
I mean, yes, me.
The parading around after the first 2 games of the series by the Leafs, also like extremely upset about a number of different plays. I was getting personally tired about the amount of things. Hold on, we got a comment here coming in. Gabe has something to say. Gabe 24601 says biggest takeaways: the Panthers got their toughness back. Bob had sunny skies in front of him, net front presence. Bob had a huge 2 last games and 3 games. I mean, he's just he just turned it on after the first period of Game 3, and he's just been lights out since it started. We also got another comment from Guitar Crow. We want Florida. They were chanting it again. They were chanting it again.
You know, that last comment, they were saying the net front presence. Did you see Domi throwing a couple elbows over?
Right towards the end there,
He was really trying. And that's why at the end.
Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming.
And I was
in the bottom of the pile.
And I was telling Taylor, like, it's funny. So if you look at these 2 incidents, now without the variable of taking a puck to the head, Bobrovsky takes an elbow to the head, a soft elbow with momentum, no concussion. Stolarz does the same thing, no concussion. Stolarz takes a puck to the head, concussion. What's the variable here, folks? We have a control group in this experiment. I mean, this is
crazy.
Certainly, they must teach this in elementary school in Toronto, I would think.
I mean, was anyone else mind blown with like the way that narrative just got built so quickly, where Toronto media took over? And listen, I'm not saying like I know exactly what happened with Anthony Stolarz, and we all 4 of us on this podcast right now love Anthony Stolarz, and we want him to be completely healthy. But we're just talking about facts here, and what we saw and what we witnessed is we saw him take a 90-mile-per-hour shot off his face, shake his head off, and then like 10 minutes later you get a little
Throw
rub
up on the bench.
What's that?
Throwing up on the bench.
Yeah.
Like concussion signs everywhere.
Steve Dangle, which I think you can see his pretty little face right down here. He had a theory that the Leafs are sick. That the Leafs are sick. And that's why they keep like going to the bathroom, like they're taking like they have to shit all the time or something. But
they need to keep them, the Maple Leafs and their fans and the media around them that surrounds them. They need to constantly be making up excuses for this team and why they're not ever going forward in the playoffs. Always, and the excuses now with the whole NHL, with us especially, is that they're so dirty, they're so this, they're so this. Oh, the refs are making them go forward. anytime a team is really good, they're all of a sudden the dirtiest thing to ever skate on the ice. You know what I mean? Everyone was saying that about Chicago. We were saying it. We were saying it about Pittsburgh. We were saying it about the Kings. Everyone is guilty of this.
Yeah.
But it's like the excuses just go to an insurmountable level when you're playing the Maple Leafs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I can't believe the social commentary right now.
No, they're like every fan of every team feels after they get blown out and they're looking for the excuses. But most of us come to the adult realization shortly thereafter that, those were great plays and we would have loved to be that team. And the Leafs never do. They're on every social media. I see Boomer Ontarians on fucking Facebook commenting on sport on hockey, nights or whatever, that sports hockey whatever channel. And the delusion, first of all, the news was out that it was the puck like by the last horn of that game, and we just still haven't heard the end of it for fucking days. And now it's fueled the narrative with it, the dirtiest team of all time and blah blah blah. I mean, we're rats, no doubt about it, but some of the hits I saw Toronto throw at the end of this game too, I was like, that's a cheap fucking shot. Like they're
Domi on Barkov.
Dude, this
Game
is
4 into game 4.
Like Domi comes
This
from
is the way you play.
though.
Yeah.
Domi's
Accept it.
dad played for the late '90s Toronto teams that were just
The
as
long way.
dirty as we are. Come on, like the difference is we do some winning.
Darko has a great comment here.
And like Stolarz of all people too. Stoli for a goalie, he gets out there and he will give people the business constantly.
Yeah.
He knows what it's about.
Yeah, Courtney commenting, we love Stoli, the goalie. We got Guitarco saying, yeah, we do. And Steve Dangle eats corn the long way. Yeah. I think he has his hands tied behind his back as well.
That.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure.
You could do that.
Yeah, I guess he found a way.
You know what the difference between Dirty Domi and Dirty Bennett is?
What's that?
Bennett actually knows how to fucking play hockey. Did you see his goal in the last game, game 4?
I was obsessed with that
That was
move
the
net
greatest.
front.
That was one of the greatest goals. That was great. And then today, come on. Domi needs to shut up. He needs to get out of here.
I mean, is anyone trying to make that comparison? Like Domi is nowhere near the level of what Bennett adds to this team. And
I don't
give
know
Bennett
if they
credit
are.
here.
I'm just saying the dirtiness of the two players. The
No.
dirtiness of them and
I
everything.
get that though. I get that they're like comparable, but like look at Bennett now. 6 goals, leading the team. And shout out to the defense tonight with Mikkola literally leading the forecheck, creating possession in their zone, and then suddenly ending up with the puck and getting rewarded for it and blasting it past Wool, who didn't even have a chance on it.
No.
Great job by the D tonight in general. 3 goals from the defense and only allowed 1, and it was a bullshit garbage time goal. Like defense, they seem like they've figured out when they need to step up, pinch, and when they need to stay back, 2 back, whatever. Just to keep everything in front of you, and it's working for us right now. Like I know a lot of it's contingent on us getting that first goal, but most of the games we've been pretty good at that. And even when we don't, like you said, we were down 2-0 in game 3, right?
Yeah.
We still found the goals.
Yeah, that's what we have. A lot of comments streaming in here. I want to get to a couple of these. Gabe says Steve Dangle spiking his headset after Tommy / made my
I
night.
didn't see that.
Yeah, didn't know that either. And Seth Jones.
Was he talking about Steve Dangle?
Yeah, he's talking about Steve Dangle. Seth Jones actually
Steve
looking
Lorenz.
his size tonight. I've been saying that consistently as well, which is like Seth Jones has to step up. And Domi lost his teeth eating clown ass.
That's a real hard apple to bite into.
Oh,
Is
he
Domi the one
lost
who
his
sucker
teeth.
punched Ekblad 6 or 7 years ago in a preseason game or something and gave him a concussion.
He gave Ekblad a concussion, in the preseason.
Oh, Courtney brings up
a bit ago.
Speaking of Leafs dialogue, there was a funeral invite for Erod that was circulating from Leafs fans, making fun of the fact that he was out for a game. It's
Pathetic.
like, and this guy who got an embellishing penalty for a very clear boarding call. Was that the actually call? It was boarding or something. But
Boarding, I think. Yeah.
yeah. But no, we Erod obviously was very missed, but also can I give a little shout out because I think he was getting a lot of shit on Twitter earlier. Jesper, forgive
Jesper.
me, Jesper
Volkvist.
Boquist.
Volkvist.
He stepped up. Look at that. Was it the second or third goal where he got that beautiful pass from
Great
Ryan?
pass by Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
great pass.
Yeah.
and he was
He's got the
where he
speed,
needed to
the
be.
size, the forecheck. He looks good.
Got the
Yeah.
speed, and I mean that's what you have to do when you're on a line with a Barkey and a Ryan.
Yeah.
It's just fucking keep
He got the
up.
puck like right in between Wool's skate and the post.
At
It
the
was just a
last
little
second,
bit
too. At the
right
last
there.
second, he
Beautiful.
finally beat the defenseman. He was trailing, and they were looking for this pass. I mean, it looked like a Chell goal. One of those ones that they just
The
give you.
one-timer shot.
They just give you because of your momentum, but you're like, he closed that corner. Like I was already behind the goal line by the time I made that in. But that was with that little net to shoot at. He earned his spot there. That was good to see.
I mean I think it was also highlighted like really well in the broadcast about how many new Panthers got goals tonight, like Kulikov, Mikkola,
Greer?
I think Mikkola got his first one. Greer as well. I mean, the stat that was going around earlier today and the previous day that the NHL actually put out was that all of our top point getters so far in the playoffs had 8 points in 9 games
8 of them.
played,
Yep.
and
It's
it's 8 of them.
Depth.
That
I
is
think
what
I
I
saw
love.
something. We were talking about this. Our friend Zach, one of our friends, we were here. I think the only 2 players that don't have, we might be wrong on this, but the only 2 players in the playoffs right now that don't have a goal is Forsling and Nosek on our team. Because the Nosek goal in the other game was given to Gadjevich, I guess.
Right.
I didn't know that, but they were bringing that up to me. So that's just our depth. You know what I mean? Like we only have 2, and Forsling. That's kind of interesting that he doesn't have a goal yet in the playoffs.
I think there's a lot to be said about like when you're comparing systems and like what we're doing, where everyone is sort of involved in the same way, just at a different levels and degrees. Where what you're seeing with the Maple Leafs, where I think what did you say earlier, Dan? That Marner had like 2 shots in his previous couple games.
Yeah, something like that.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's not even
2 shots only, and it was a couple games.
Matthews coming up completely blank. Nylander's the only one who seems to be moving out there.
Dude,
everybody
Nylander
else,
always looks good
Yeah.
against us.
he does.
Marner and I usually do a little bit
On
of
that whole
damage too.
team.
And
On that whole team, Nylander is always the guy who steps up in the playoffs. Even
Yeah.
the announcer at one point, he was like, I can't remember his name, but he was like, Nylander is like 3 steps ahead of everyone else on his
Yeah,
team,
yeah,
on his
yeah.
teammates.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
And
Well,
I
that's a great thing for us because I mean that means we're shutting down their entire top line.
yeah. No, it was a negative comment for sure. It was he's the only one with any speed, and he's left alone up there. You know, we were shutting them down. We were shutting down the cherry picking too, and then when the few chances they would
Exactly.
get rushed, the man you want there, the Gus Bus, is just shoving his business up in your hands. Every little thing, clean. As cleanly as you could want it on this partial. Like, he waits until you're going to make that swing, and then the stick comes out in front, and he's all in your shoulder and stuff. It's just – and then Bob delivers the final blow with just, closing the legs and getting this little shot on the ice, that he stops.
yeah, that first period, it started out like I wouldn't say dicey. Like we clearly dominated the first period, but we gave up 2 or 3 high danger chances out of like the 4 shots they had the entire first, and Bob stepped up. Like he had those timely saves. Bob, he's one of those guys where like the numbers might not always look incredible, and this is why he lost to Conn Smythe last year, also because McDavid is McDavid. But he always in this last 3-year run, he always finds ways to make the stops when he absolutely needs to make the stops. And obviously the defense has been playing a lot nicer in front of him these last few games, but the last couple of years, Bob has found at some point in the playoffs, he's found this groove where he goes on like a 6, 7, 8 game streak where he's just unbeatable. And I think he's in one of those grooves right now.
Yeah.
He's on top of his game. He's also staying very zen. We have this picture of the scrum with 1 minute left in the game. You just see Bob out
meditating.
there at a distance, just like, in his own zone, and while everybody else is losing their shit. This guy is just in the absolute zone, is not letting all of these domies scooting on by him, trying to throw him a little bit of... Yeah, he's zen. He's zen.
Is that
He's zen. He's like Dan with a vape, running a live stream. There's no bigger zen.
That's why we went full screen.
He's like, hit that spotlight, VO. I gotta light up.
Everybody needs a break from the screen once in a while,
Everyone
right?
does. I mean,
Especially
as
when you got
beautiful as our
toys.
faces are. We got another comment
Toys
here
to
that's
play
really
with.
funny. Chucky playing well hurt, and Ekblad has stepped up. I think it's very clear that Ekblad is making a huge difference in this lineup now that he's back.
I think he wants his contract.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
The two contracts, boys.
Meanwhile,
Ekblad and
Marner is going into free agency, just petering out.
Yeah.
They were saying that on the broadcast. They're like, this could be his last game in Toronto right now.
That's a bold move. It's a
Devastating.
bold move to go out like that. To
Yeah,
go
yeah,
out
yeah.
like against the Panthers without even giving a shit towards the end of the game.
He didn't do anything last time
Did
we
you
played them.
did you
either.
guys see the way that they like are skating back to the puck? Like halfway through the game when we were up 4-0, it's like again the announcers pointing it out. It was like they were on the power play, and our guy was like back there, and Woll mishandled. Remember when Woll mishandled the puck and
Yeah.
he kind of like flubbed it a little bit because no one was coming back to receive the pass from him.
So he
We were
double
like, what's
clutched.
going on?
Yeah.
And they were calling them out. They were like, they're on the power play. There's like 10 minutes left. Go. Like, what are you doing? Like, they give up so fast.
Yeah.
They lose their
You
like.
would think a team
that
with
drive.
those accusations would try even harder, and they're not doing it.
No, that's why I keep saying over and over before the playoffs even started, before we even knew that we were ever going to play the Maple Leafs. I said on this podcast, they need to prove it to me. I don't hate the Leafs. I don't care. They can beat us. They can go on. I'll be happy if they win the cup. That's fine for them and their fans. But it's like, you guys need to prove it to me. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're good until they prove it to me that they can go past the first round. They got only past the first round this year because they played the Ottawa Senators. And they almost blew it to them.
Yeah,
They almost
yeah.
blew it to the Ottawa Senators.
Let's,
You know what I mean? It's like,
Let's move this forward. I mean, I love all that. What are you thinking with Game 6 here, Alex? Like, are you thinking that they're actually going to be able to rebound in any sort of way? There's got to be a bit of
are you gonna ask for a-
there's so much pressure, but there's so much precedent for just folding and deflating as they always do.
what did I say down 0-2?
You
What did I
said-
say?
I don't.
Panthers are winning the
Captain
next four.
six.
Panthers are winning the next four. They're not. I don't.
like
There's
it.
no chance. I don't think there's any chance in hell Toronto's going to have any life in them. They're just not that
Yeah.
team. They
Yeah,
don't have the
they're not
players.
that team.
They don't got the guys. Matthews doesn't have it. Marner doesn't have it. Tavares, God, he didn't even have it in the Islanders. He definitely doesn't have it with the
Yeah.
Maple Leafs. He's laying in his bed with his Maple Leafs bed set at 8 years old. He doesn't have it. I
He's
don't
like
know what they have.
he's
Dude,
like
someone
down.
gonna
He's like
resign
down
now.
in South Florida. Like, mom, fly the blanket, please.
Yeah.
I need it.
I need Banky.
Fly it down. Rocking back and forth in like a Sheridan.
I hope the Leafs are on their private plane right now watching this and using my words as bulletin board because I would love to see them prove it to me and beat us. Come back and beat us. Do it. Prove it to me.
I think what's very clear is that like our style of play is just so oppressive.
Yeah.
And that like they
Yeah.
can't. Let's be clear. Like in the first two games, they succeeded off of like. We weren't pressuring them in the forecheck. We weren't like taking away any of their space, so they were able to get the puck up. They had cherry pickers that took advantage, and it was just odd man rush after odd man rush.
Yeah.
And so once we sort of learned that game a little bit, and we started to like take away all that space, suddenly all these defenders that were looking for that outlet pass they were immediately met with volatility. So like they couldn't do anything.
That's what we were all saying in the Game 3 podcast before. We were all saying, we're going to tighten that up. We're going to tighten it up, and that's it. And then you're going to see that go away from them.
Yeah. Well,
They're afraid to handle pucks. They're hesitant.
They're very hesitant, and they refuse to get to the
swagger.
physical level. Like I think I always view it as the difference in strategy and long-term strategy and the players you want to get for your team as a GM, the coaching strategy you want to enforce, and the difference in our two strategies. I thought it 3 years ago when we beat them. I thought it last year when they lost to Boston. Like the theory that you can spend half your cap on a single line and have star power only and no physical depth in any of the bottom lines when you get to the postseason is not going to work. And the opposing strategy is play physical. This is why we say playoff hockey is different. Like, we don't say that because the stakes are higher. We say that because it's this they don't look like this all the time. 6-1. They shouldn't look like this. They only look like this when the opponent is totally unsure of what to do and has been deflated. But the games where they had a chance in it, it was 2-0, 1-0, like for most of the game. Those are playoff hockey games because it's just oppressive. And we've recruited for that. We've signed for that. We've preached that. Paul Maurice has preached that. Fuck the plays, pound their fucking D. Do you remember? This is that.
Boston.
Yeah, it was.
So when we are at Game 7, they got nothing left. It's the fucking truth.
Yeah.
It's playoff hockey.
They'll be lucky to have anything by Game 6.
Ask any other Stanley Cup
fuckers.
Ask any other Stanley Cup winning team the last 5-10 years. They know that. That's the strategy they do. That's the way it wins. And Toronto continues to insist that it's players who make beautiful regular season goals in inconsequential games that are going to show up, and they haven't shown up, and they fail to, and then they shake everything up, and then their media does nothing to help inspire the team. It's doom and gloom and excuse-based.
It's a doom spiral.
It's nothing that, you had a real challenge in that team and you need to adapt. Like, it's none of that stuff, that constructive shit. It's your bums, you're lazy, you're blah, 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 or, the world's out to get you, the league's out to get you. Things haven't worked for that reason. And then what is the team going to think? Oh, well, the league's out to get to us, so there's no way we can win this game. Let's not bother.
It felt almost
That's why they
cool
lose.
to give them like the 2 days off after blowing the 2-0 lead and having it be 2-2 like that, and then 2 days to sit there and think about it. That's why I thought, like, if they came out and won tonight, I would like their chances. Like, that shows me once again we punch them in the mouth and they come out and punch back. Right. But tonight they lost 6-1.
That's what the break is supposed to do. The break is
they are broken now.
Yeah,
they have been broken. Like, they might squeak out one win in this next game, like by 1 goal in overtime or something. But I just do not see them really challenging at this point.
Yeah.
It's Dover, baby.
You got a comment here from Mike. Does Alex still hate Marchand? Alex,
he's a little bitch. He's a little bitch.
No, you can't do that. That's illegal.
What?
I told you guys I'll change my mind on him a little bit if he gets us some game-winning goals. He did get that nice overtime goal. I did want to bring this up. So I did want to bring this up, actually.
Train.
I know, Mike. That's my pyro. That's my friend. I did want to bring this up, though, and it's good that we brought that up with the Marshy and the overtime. I was at you guys don't live here, so obviously you weren't. I was at Game 3 and Game 4. That stadium, electric. These were my first 2 playoff games of this season so far, because I was gone when the first round was going on. So it was just like, oh my God, it felt like I was right back at Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final. Amazing. And it's like going back into that environment on Friday, that just again like makes me think, like, I don't know how the Maple Leafs are going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to be so pumped up. Our team is so good at handling these moments now. They're gonna be coming in their black suits, the grave suits,
the funeral,
right?
the
funeral suit. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
The funeral suits. Like, they just are so locked in. It's like, oh man, that stadium is electric right now.
It's a good time to be a Florida Panthers fan. This has been a long time coming. But I actually just found out that a lot of our fans are paid for. That they're paid fans. That's what some of the commenters were saying. On our video, we sent a video out. I want to get fucking paid more. We had a $700 bar tab. I want to get paid.
Are you keeping my check?
We've been holding out on you, dude.
Yeah.
If I was getting paid for being a fan of this team, when we were losing every single season.
I want to bring in Doug Sifu. He's joining us now. He's on Zoom.
Bad idea.
There he is. We got a spot for him.
Yeah, there you go. He's right there. Oh, I'm sorry. He's blacked out. He's wine drunk again. I don't know what to do.
Apple turned off his camera. He's not
no. He's been deactivated by our overlords in Cupertino.
Tim Apple. Tim Cook Apple.
Tim Apple. I'm gonna get another beer. Do you want to Chris? Why don't you give him a hell of a rant about something?
I don't got hell. I actually have to. I kind of have to sign off.
Wait, let's just look at Chris's backdrop here with the Stanley Cup blanket.
It's
on the
nice.
couch.
I have the blanket. It's actually a towel. But behind it are they're chicken nuggets.
Oh, is that what they are? They're Dino Nuggets.
Yeah.
Dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they're
That's
Dino
really
Nuggets. Yeah, so that's what I've been hiding this whole time.
Well, that's okay. I'm being the host has left the chair. Oh, should I put myself in there? No, never mind. Too late.
I do have one important question. So these
What's
last
that?
few days, I've reworn everything that I wore on Friday. That's the last time that I watched a game in public with people. Reworn everything,
Yep.
everything without washing it. Laundry day's tomorrow. Do I wash it? I feel like I can wash it, right?
What are you
No,
washing?
I can't wash it.
Your shirt or what?
No.
Underwear and socks.
You've been wearing.
No way. You're joking. That's a joke.
That's all I got.
That's funny. That's funny.
How insane was that OT winner?
It was nice.
I was
Like
coming
I
to
said,
terms.
electric.
Yeah. I was coming to terms with having to come back from 3 or being 2-1 down. That, I think, is honestly the most pivotal moment in any series. When a team is up 2-1, it can or 2-0, and it can either be 2-1 or 3-0. Statistically, that is the fucking game to win, because 2-1 to 3-0, it changes everything. Oh, Taylor's queuing up something.
I'm sorry, I got a video of
They're
us reacting to this game.
3-0 series.
It changes literally
Almost
everything. And it
But you have
yeah.
a good video.
Hold on, Taylor. Let me. Oh, I don't have.
You do
the
have a good
screen.
video.
Let's go to. I'll go to full screen. Let's go.
Okay.
What are we watching?
This is us in Brooklyn celebrating the OT winner by Marchand. Everyone going nuts and losing their minds. And then there's our buddy Tevin. Just fucking.
For Tev.
You get off of it. He just took it. He just took it. That was
He
a
knew what he
wild
was
one.
getting into.
Yeah,
He
he's
could
a
have
good
gone to the
sport.
Canucks.
We love
Tev. He's a good sport.
We love Tev. He's a great sport.
There
yeah.
are good people on either side, right? That's what they always say.
That's
so,
what that and with no resistance to statements like that. Yeah, that's what they all say.
even though most of these
Tevin's
fans
been
suck.
one of the best Panthers fans throughout this, because he's actually a Leafs fan, so he knew what was going to happen the entire time.
You know what I like about him? He's a consummate sports fan. He likes to see good sport. You know, he has his team allegiances, but it's not a personal thing, and it's not a grave injustice when they lose, and a what's the word? A testimonial, a verification of their success when they win. He's just, he likes to see good sport. He knows when it's good, it's bad, and that's what you need more of in the hockey world.
Anyway, everyone, we love Tev. You should really hang out with him. We got a couple comments here. We're gonna wrap up with a
You
couple
played the
comments.
VO again, Taylor. What are you
Oh,
doing?
fuck, my bad. And
Trying
also,
to wrap
sorry for
me on
cursing.
my ramble here with flubs like that.
Hit me with the comment here. We got Neutral Penguins fan here. Honestly, think Toronto is the second best team in the East, and the Panthers will dog walk
Interesting.
Carolina, which it's seeming it's going to be Carolina, or Washington. Do we have any thoughts on this? I mean, I certainly agree that even going back another series, that it was between us and the Lightning being the best two teams in the East. So, Josh, I would kind of like stack it that way. But honestly, remaining, I would agree with you that the Leafs do have a lot of talent, but they do lack that like grit that you need in the playoffs. And we love the word grit around here. Alex, what do you think? Do you think we end up playing Carolina? How do you see that series going?
I think just like I thought when the playoffs started, whoever was getting out of the Tampa, Florida series was going to the final.
Yeah.
And I think I'm sticking with that still. Carolina looks nice. They look okay. Anderson's good. But you know what? Anderson hasn't faced us yet. You know what I mean? So we a goalie can be as good as they want to be. We always find a way because we just grind, and your grit word, right? Your grit word. So it's like, you know what I mean? It might be, we might be looking at another 4-0 series like we had a couple of years ago against them because we just keep it tight and we just get that one extra goal. Win games 1-0, 2-0 with 4 seconds left.
That's how it went.
In game 4.
Quadruple
you know what I mean?
OT. Like, we're going home.
You know what I mean? It might just be like that again, and we might just get that bounce, because we just have that extra umph and that depth.
Winning those, getting that, and I think PK Subban did a pretty nice job of breaking down like inside positioning and how we play that way, and just like 50-50 pucks. Like first 2 games, we weren't doing that. We weren't getting inside position and getting that body position. We have another comment here from Francis saying Matthew and Marner should be traded. They don't have grit. I don't think there's a single. I don't think there's a single NHL fan that disagrees with that statement. They do not have any grit. I don't know what a trade would look like there, but yeah, I mean, there's something that separates the Matthews and the Marners against the Kachucks and the Barkovs and the Reinhardts.
They already ran out of time to trade Marner. Marner's
yeah, exactly.
walking.
He's out of here.
You guys just lost one of your best players to nothing.
To free agents.
To nothing in the playoffs.
Can I give some flowers here to Verhaeghe? The guy isn't scoring, but he's going out and he's just banging bodies and he is just making a fucking statement every night. He's out there on the ice. Mariner is soft. He cannot play in playoff. Francis says
9 points.
The Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, well, Verhaeghe is like playing well, but like also when he wasn't, he is just hitting as many freaking guys as he can.
Verhaeghe's back checking. Verhaeghe is back checking very well, and he's so good on the second line. Love Verhaeghe on the second line.
Well, hold on. He's also doing something that I feel like Ekblad kind of did in a certain way, like recognizing that you're not playing the way you used to and you have to adjust your strategy a little bit. Like Carter would come in with speed and give you a nasty wrister from the fucking hash marks, and then he stopped being able to score so much like that, and you just have to change the strategy to something, more basic, more effective. Like Ekblad has started to just really play the tough defenseman. He won't activate quite as much. He won't do those things because he's not as fast anymore, things like that. Adapting is really important, and I think Verhaeghe's, he might have a new life as a very physical, forechecking, Lomberg-esque goal scorer who goes in and creates some chaos and sets up some goals. So I'm for it. If you don't change Matthews, Marner, etc., you're not gonna keep winning. You're not gonna change. You're not gonna start going deep in the playoffs. You have to adapt. You can't stick to it and be remorseful when it doesn't work out. So.
And I appreciate Francis also like avoiding Nylander in this discussion as well. Like that's a guy that Toronto can actually start like building around. Yeah, that's a guy who really wants to fucking win. You saw him bitching his team out like 2 years ago when he's like, guys, stop complaining about every call. This is what the fucking problem is that you keep bitching. And like that was him. And he's right. They complain.
They all buy into the Toronto media.
Listen, right. I'm not saying the
veteran
Panthers are
Tavares.
perfect. I'm not saying like Kachuk is perfect either. Like he just like he will look for a call and he wants a call and I get that. But like if that's your first recourse, then you're fucked in the playoffs. You're gonna get away with so much shit. 80% of stuff in the playoffs is not called. And you got to deal with that reality that it's a different sport.
And Kachuk does. He'll try to sell some stuff, but it's always forward. Team. Yeah, it's there's a job here. We can't sulk. And pretend like it's an injustice. Just go and make it so it didn't matter. Go out there and fucking and play every play like it's your last.
We appreciate all the comments that are rolling in here. We got one, opinions on Marshy's game misconduct didn't make sense to me.
That was dumb. Dumb.
It was literally just
that's a reputation call.
It's a governmental.
Yeah.
It was literally.
It just got to the point in the game where it was gone. The game was absolutely over, and the refs were just penalty.
Easier.
You penalty. It's easier for them. Exactly. It makes their job a lot easier.
They were playing Oprah in 2004. You get a penalty.
Everybody gets a penalty. It definitely makes a statement like calm it down. The only justification I can see is like he was fucking changing and didn't realize there was a scrum going on. He turns around. He didn't
get on the bench though.
He didn't get on the bench, but he nonchalantly skates 100 feet back and then just grabs a man around the neck like, okay.
I got it.
A
Did you see
little
when he
instigation.
left? Did you see when he left the ice and he was just cracking up at that fan that was like,
Yeah.
like screaming at him? He was just laughing. That's really funny.
Dude,
It's like,
I-
you ain't got
That's
shit
the
to
kind
say
of
to
stuff
me.
I like. That's the kind
Yeah.
of stuff I like. I'm turning on him a little bit. I'm turning on him a little bit.
I love that he still retains that old Boston rivalry with Toronto, and like they hate him still, and he's coming in like doesn't fucking matter. Jersey change,
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you. I liked
Did you guys
Boquist
see-
Selly after his goal when he made that pass.
Yeah.
He swung around and just woo right up on the boards.
Did
To
you
half
see
empty seats by then.
after the Game 3 overtime winner, they had Marchand on because it was his birthday, and and he was like talking to all of them, and Biz was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they were like, they made him like a birthday card or something. That was
Yeah,
kinda
I saw
funny.
that. That was cute.
I think we're about to wrap things up here, Alex, and I'll go around the horn here. Alex, final word on what to expect. Francis thinks that Stolar should start in Game 6, but what do you think on what do you think about the Cats? What should we expect from Game 6 and possibly Game 7?
I think we should get prepared for a possible other blowout, and maybe we should pull Bob in the third period with like 15 minutes left, just so they don't take him out for round 3. Because Domi's gonna be coming with
Yeah.
that little chicken wing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be coming at him, and
Daddy Top.
hey, Ryan was calling it here on the couch, here on my couch. He was like, "Get Bob out of there. Just put Vanacek in." With like 10 minutes left, he was like, "I'm done with Bob, and I don't care about the shutout. Just get him out of here."
Yeah, save him.
That's a very hot take. I really like it, Chris.
There's a chance it could be another blowout. There's a chance.
Blowing up an air mattress. So Cats in 7.
Did you say it's gonna
maybe
be a
heartbreaker in
blowout?
Toronto.
You said it's gonna be a blowout, right?
That's right.
Not a blow up. He
Oh,
said
he-
we would blow them up.
He's saying Panthers in 7. We're gonna heartbreak them in Toronto in Game 7.
Oh shit.
That's what he said.
Okay. I
That
mean,
would be fun.
Interesting.
I don't need that drama in my life,
No.
but I see you. Dan, thoughts?
Just
I don't see a blowout. I think we win it. I think the momentum is clearly in our favor. I think they're deflated. I think they put in a college try and they get a goal and it's a 2-1, 3-1 maybe situation. 4-1 empty net. I'll call it 4-1 empty net. The third goal will come late in the third, 5-on-5 though. But we'll have a 2-1 lead for a while. That's my call. I feel that that's going to be the kind of game that we play. But they'll score that first one early. It might be a little contested. And then I just don't think in Florida, the way the momentum looks, the way they played, being booed by the title of our episode, being booed by your own crowd
Embarrassing.
for being lazy.
Someone threw a jersey. Someone threw a jersey on the
Did
ice,
they
too.
really? I didn't
forgot
see
about
that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It was on TV. Someone
This
threw a
series
jersey
isn't
on
even
the ice.
over and they're throwing jerseys.
That's
They
crazy.
can win 2 in a
They're
row.
gonna
They've
be
already done
burning
it
their
in
jerseys.
this series.
Talk about a Toronto
That's
doom
what I'm
spiral.
saying.
That shit's happening already.
I think there's no way that they, even if it's close, like if it's close, then they're gonna blow it because the pressure is gonna be on. Like I just don't think they have the energy anymore. You know,
I tend to agree with you, and I think that like when there's a little bit of self-doubt with this
Cats in
team,
6.
there's a little bit of self-doubt with the Toronto Maple Leafs, they tend to circle the drain rather quickly.
Yep.
And I don't want to end up on some fucking other podcast with a video of me saying like that I'm so arrogant about this because I think they have a really talented team.
Yeah.
But I just think the last 3 games have been so demoralizing to this team, which is very well known for not bouncing back and not having a good backbone. So I fully expect the Panthers to wipe them out in Game 6. I'm saying 4-1, and it's just going to be a merciless game. It's going to be I'm saying
But
2
you're
goals
not seeing-
from Bennett. 2 goals
Okay.
from Bennett
Okay.
to shut the fucking door on these guys
Yeah.
and move on while we face Carolina. And then eventually, and it looks like Edmonton is doing pretty well against the Golden Knights, but they're up 3-1 in the series. Maybe we eventually get there. But what?
Taylor tries to confirm his conclusion that it'll be Edmonton by looking at a game where it's 0-0
0-0.
with 3
Well,
minutes in.
If you look a little higher, that's the best I can do.
3-1 in the series is pretty good position. So I think it could be a rematch.
I really don't want it to be. I want
No.
to face Dallas, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have a lot of viewers. We got like 200 on X. We got it climbing on YouTube. We really appreciate everyone that is tuned in to watch this live recap.
Thanks for your comments.
Yep, and whatever that was, and we love the fireworks
sorry.
behind Chris.
It did the thing.
Dude, you look awesome. But thank you so much for
There it
tuning
is.
in to the Pucking Panthers podcast, because we really care about you guys tuning in with your comments. Subscribe, like, do all the shit that you know you should do. Definitely follow us on X
Yep.
if you haven't already.
Do that.
And we will be back. We stream every time we feel like doing it. And you can count on
No
us.
schedule. You
We're-
can count on us whenever we feel like
If
it.
we win on Friday, you bet your ass we're gonna do a drunk ass stream on
If
Friday
we
night.
lose, I'm
Tempting.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
we're gonna be fucking raving like Chris. If we fucking win,
Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're
Drunk
raving.
round wins? Drunk
Is it-
round win live streams?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what we should
The
do.
tongue
That
twister?
should be steadily. Unfortunately, we only have 3 possible more. I want to just keep this going forever, so we can do that all the time. But anyway,
Hey, our window's wide open. We have many years with this team.
That's right.
the window is wide open. From the Pucking Panthers podcast, I'm Taylor.
I'm Dan.
I'm Alex.
Chris, go again. You got
That's
cut
Chris.
off. Oh, we can't hear
He
you.
said something.
Fantastic.
And thank you. Thank you for watching the Pucking Panthers podcast, where
we
don't
don't
We don't
give
give
a
a fuck.
fuck. Oh.